for all that you have given us, thanking you for all that you have given this community and all that you've given this county. We ask your grace, your continued grace, and your coverage for all the residents living here, those who have air conditioning and those who don't, those who have housing and those who don't. This is a very dire time, and we just ask your diligence in protecting everyone. We ask you to be in this meeting room tonight to allow us to listen, to allow us to really hear with our hearts what it is the residents want, and to take care of the business of this organization. These things we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add to the new business action on an intergovernmental agreement between the Spalding County and the City of Griffin for the resurfacing of South Pine Hill Road, using our respective budgets for the portion of the road in each jurisdiction. I would like that to be added as item number 3 under new business, and I would also ask to amend the agenda to remove the executive session from the agenda.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion's accepted. Item number 4, presentations proclamation. Presentation of 35 years of service to Spalding County Fire Department Battalion Chief Wayne Jones and Lieutenant James Odom. Chief Byrd, Fire Chief of the state.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So we have the pleasure of recognizing some outstanding individuals. So if I could get Chief Jones to first come up. So Chief Jones started with Spalding County Fire Department when he was 12.
Clearly he must have been
He
underage.
started in November of 1988. He has been with us the entire time. Chief Jones has worked his way up through the ranks. He was a firefighter when I first met him. We were just kind of talking today, and I remember the first time we were met, I was at Morrow at the time, and he was here. And he worked his way up, became a sergeant when we had sergeants, then later was promoted to lieutenant, and later made battalion chief where he currently is. During this time, he's served in all his positions, operations, but he also spent some valuable time as departmental training officer where he did all the recruit schools for how many years? 5 years? 6? 5 years. He is embodied through the organization. He's one of those that has left a legacy even before he's left, and when he leaves, he'll be one of the ones we talk about for many, many years to come, both good and bad. No. But he'll be one of those, when you talk to our firefighters and the recruit schools, they talk about how well they're trained, and a lot of that came from this man, and how he instilled in them a work ethic and that we can't lose attitude. And so we, as citizens of Spalding County, have prospered from his service, and it's just an honor to even talk about him. And as you can tell, I admire him a lot and have a lot of respect. Just in my short time here, I can tell you about some calls that I breathed a sigh of relief when I looked up and saw him standing there. And one of which was when we had the fire truck totaled on 1941. The extrication to get the driver out was about 2 hours, and it hadn't been for his knowledge, I don't know if we'd ever got him out. So he is a testament to being dedicated to the county. We've shared a lot of blood, sweat, and tears together over the years, and I'm just an honor to be able to give him this award. So, Chief Jones, thank you for 35 years of service. Appreciate all you do for us, man. I told you this, you're expected to thank you.
Is he going to speak? You may want to say something.
He can speak after we get to this.
Okay.
Make sure we're squared away. Step up here. You got the.
Y'all have moved over this way.
Move over just a little bit here. Okay. Larry, are we squared away where we're supposed to be? Okay.
That'll work. All right, everyone look at me first.
No speech?
No speech. Hang on.
So if Lieutenant Odom would please come up. So Lieutenant Odom actually didn't know what he wanted to do when he grew up to start with. So he went to work for Spalding County Sheriff's Office to begin with. And in April of 1989, then he transferred to the fire department in 2001 in January. So he has a combined service of 35 years as well.
Wow.
The rest, and he's been a lieutenant since when? 2018, he was promoted lieutenant, and he currently serves out of Engine 1 as a lieutenant Engine 1. He is also another one that has been very active in recruit schools. You'll see him frequently out there trying to teach and assist our new ones as they come in, and a very positive light for our department. He's done a lot of good work through his years, so we're also very proud to see that he's made 35 years. Can't wait to see. He's got a few years left in him, I think, if his knees will hold up. But so we're proud to give him 35 years as well.
All right, look at me. 1, 2, 3. Look at Reagan.
Get his speech.
Congratulations, both of you.
Yes.
Item number 5, citizen comments. Speakers must sign up prior to the meeting and provide their names, addresses, and the topic they wish to discuss. Speakers must direct your remarks to the board and not to individual commissioners or to the audience. Personal disagreements with individual commissioners or county employees are not a matter of public concern, and personal attacks will not be tolerated. The chairman has the right to limit your comments in the interest of disposing of the county's business in an efficient and respectful manner. Speakers will be allocated 3 minutes to speak on your chosen topics as they relate to matters pertinent to the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners. No questions will be asked by any of the commissioners during citizen comments. Outbursts from the audience will not be tolerated. Common courtesy and civility are expected at all times during the meeting. No speakers will be permitted to speak more than 3 minutes or more than once unless the board votes to suspend the rule. Dr. Ledbetter, did anybody sign up?
Yes, sir. We have 2 people signed up this evening. First up is Michael Middlebrooks. If you would, please step forward and state your name and address for the record.
Welcome back, Mike.
Y'all should have this memorized by now. Michael Middlebrooks, 1108 Maple Drive. I'm curious about something. Number one, the budget's been passed. The M&O for the aquatic center was in there at $1,083,000, I believe, rounded, let's just say 1.1 million. 2 weeks ago here, y'all voted to reduce the entry fees till September 1. Basically the half price, to get people interested, get people to come. I get it. But then I was surprised to find that last Thursday at the planning and zoning meeting, all of a sudden there was a motion to vacate fees for school-age kids with Spalding County school IDs, which was kind of shocking considering the $1.1 million that the taxpayers are already funding in the budget that was passed. Now we're going to give basically a free ride the whole fiscal year 25. Now, what strikes me odd is how we voted, or how you voted 2 weeks ago to reduce the fees, but then from basically right field at a planning and zoning meeting, you vote to zero the fees. I don't know how that really came up, based on what I saw, a motion was made to amend the
Agenda.
agenda. And, but again, y'all passed it or voted on it 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how it became the burden of the taxpayers again. And it's not, look, if the kids want to go swimming, great. I'm all for it. But there's no such thing as a free lunch. And my property taxes, obviously, just like everybody else in this room, shows there's no free lunch. The governor gave us no property tax relief this year, so everybody's getting the full boat of what they would have got last year, even without any increases in assessments. And I would tell you that I'm not happy about mine, but it is what it is. I negotiated mine last year and froze it. But there's a lot of unhappy people with not only the assessments, but the full boat impact of the property taxes, which everybody had to see that coming, because I don't think most people understood the tax credit they were getting last year. They just said, wow, it's not that bad. But then this year they're saying, wow, I'm getting hammered. And then now we're gonna give a free ride to basically, or a free entry to something that's costing us $1.1 million as taxpayers. I don't understand it. And I don't understand it happening in a planning and zoning meeting when it happened at this meeting 2 weeks ago. So I'd like to hear a better explanation from somebody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rick Taylor?
Thank you. Rick Taylor, 1616 Bevel Drive, Spalding County, District 3. I'm a little bit confused on a lot of things. I looked at that budget and I went over every page several times. But I saw, and I understand too right now that we still have $5 million missing and we have to hire an auditor to look for it. There's one word in that budget that we need to examine. It's appropriations. Dumb me, I didn't know what the word meant. I looked it up in the dictionary. To check it on your iPhone, it says the action of taking something for someone's own use, typically without the owner's permission. Now, when I read that and I said another almost $5 million sitting in appropriations, sound like to me Billy Bob can come along and put his hand in the kitty and say, thank you. And you can't do nothing about it because that's been approved for someone to take that money at their own risk, at their own use. That's just what the dictionary says. Now, I don't know. Okay? Next thing. I looked over that thing, I was saying different maintenance fees. And I noticed down at 141 West Solomon Street, the old post office building had $85,000 set aside for maintenance. So I looked up and see what it spent last year on maintenance. $103,000, totaling $189,000, and I go by and pay the place a visit today. And I just want to say, if y'all paying $189,000 for something, it ain't showing up down there. That's what I'm saying. It ain't there. Because that place need to be remodeled right now at $189,000. Another thing, 800 megahertz, a budget set aside for it. In 2015, the people voted the SPLOST fund to buy the tower. Great. But what is $97,000 rental for it's in the budget, $97,200 in rental fees going towards the tower. I don't understand what we're renting if we've already bought it. Another thing, recreation. In the recreation department, it says uniforms and clothing, athletic uniforms, athletic supplies totaling $38,000. My question is, what are we doing? Buying uniforms for the NFL nationwide at $38,000. That's taxpayer money that somebody needs to be responsible for.
Thank you. Item number 6, new business. This is a follow, these two, next two items are a follow-on to today's 3 PM workshop in which we discussed them in detail. Consideration to surplus sheriff's department vehicles. Do I have a motion to approve the surplusing of the sheriff's department vehicles?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve the surplusing of, how many vehicles is it?
20.
20 vehicles from the Spalding Sheriff's Department.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. The second motion that second area that we discussed today was consider awarding a bid for roadway asset services for a total of $188,795. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
I'd like to thank TJ for his hard work.
Yes. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 3 items. The 3 votes were approved. Item number 7, report of the county
No,
manager.
we got,
Actually, IGA with.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me, a new thing. I have a report, an IGA. Do I have a motion to approve the IGA with the city of Griffin?
motion to approve the
I
IGA.
have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Report of the county manager.
Mr. Chairman, we began the transfer over from fiscal year '24 to fiscal year '25. Today is our first day in our new budget cycle. Staff is working very diligently to move us forward. We did receive an update today with respect to our fiscal year '23 audit. Malden and Jenkins indicated that they expect to be complete with that audit by the end of the week of July the 8th. So more to come from the audit. Looking forward to that because it's an opportunity for us to get that disseminated back out to DCA and the Department of Revenue and DOAA so that we can get back in compliance. The reason that they can't work this week is Malden and Jenkins' computer system was put into maintenance upgrades for this week, so this week they are down. Otherwise, they would have been complete by the end of this week. That's all my update for this
Okay.
evening.
Commissioner Johnson?
I just want to extend a appreciation and thanks to the staff for all their hard work in completing this budget. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Flowers Taylor?
Yes, I know we don't answer questions, but I do have a comment that I wanted to make regarding Mr. Middlebrook. If you watched the meeting, you know that I asked the very same questions. And you also know it only takes 3 votes to make something happen. I do have a bit of a concern when anything that has to do with money gets put on the agenda and it has not been publicly vetted for people to know. So I understand your concern with that. But what I also challenge you to do is to, if that is really what your concern is, to look at the rest of the budget. We spend almost $2 million a year collecting trash, and nobody has to pay to dump their trash anywhere. And that was a SPLOST project. But my point simply being, I don't think that we should be picking and choosing where the county gets paid for services. We're either gonna do it across the board or not do it. So that's my comment about that. Mr. Taylor, so happy you're looking at the budget. I'm sure you will be much offended once you finish reading it multiple times. And I would like to say to you that anytime that you would like to go over the budget, not only would the county manager be available, but Ms. Erica would also probably be willing to help share some of these costs that you talked about The tower rental, we do have 800 megahertz towers that we rent. I'm not sure exactly. I think one is out on 362, and there's another out on 155.
On 16 at Walpole.
So those were the first towers that we had when we got the 800 megahertz. We only built one tower, which was in northern Spalding County. And during the last SPLOST, we built another tower, which took the place of one that we were paying rent on as well. In real life, my goal is that we should be renting that space to someone else, but we haven't gotten there yet. So that I hope that helps to explain to you why we're paying tower rental, because I think it's 4 or 5 towers in order to give us double redundancy and coverage in the county. I'm not sure, and I can't speak for leisure services, but if you ever go to anything where all of the leisure services people are there, it's an army of people. And everybody has on the same shirt. Even volunteers that are volunteer for leisure services, they have on the same shirt. So I'm not saying that this is all of that expense. It could very well be I don't know what the uniform cost is, but every department gets a uniform cost. So I think that's something that you could have your question answered on pretty easily to be able to understand that. And I just want to ask you to please feel free to ask any of us. If we don't know the answer, we will ask someone who does know the answer or direct you to them. I would just also wanted to comment on the aquatic center. I have not been swimming in an inside pool for more than 10 years, and clearly I wasn't swimming in an inside pool here in Spalding County. But if any of you ever grew up where there was a Y or where there's a Boys and Girls Club, I felt being a teenager when I jumped into the water. You cannot offset what the ability for having water to exercise in and to play in, what it does for a community. I think it's very important that the M&O is covered. But as I said before, I think we need to be uniform in that. If we have projects that cost us money, they're not required by the official code of the state of Georgia for us to pay for, then we should uniformly make sure that the M&O for all of them is set aside. I don't know about the M&O for the old post office, but I'm pretty sure that if the heater went out, the air conditioner went out, or the plumbing went out, it would clearly be more than $180,000. The building was the post office when I was a little kid, okay? So, you know, you live in an old house, you know stuff breaks. So I don't know what the answer to that is, but I just want to thank you for looking at the budget, because so often, nobody really reads everything that's in there. So, yeah, thanks again. That's all I have.
Thank you. A reminder that 4th of July is coming up. Spalding County government buildings will be closed, and that there will be a parade at 10 o'clock to celebrate 4th of July. I thought the pat on the back to the county manager for the aquatic center opening, I thought that was as good as we can do. If you haven't been to the aquatic center, it is as nice an aquatic center as there is in the state as far as I'm concerned. It really is a therapeutic pool, lap swimming pool, place where high school competitions can be done. I'm excited about watching that grow as we go along, and it is in a beautiful location. Property assessment that were mailed out. If you haven't gotten one by 5 July, please get to the Board of Assessors, the Chief Assessor's office to be able to get your assessment. You have till August 8th for an appeal. If you miss the appeal, you've missed it. So make sure that you pay attention to it and take care of doing that. All right, County Attorney.
Fireworks, 4th of July fireworks are at what time?
Dark.
I've actually not heard
I
of the
think dark.
fireworks.
It's in the city's communicator, so it would be on their website as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
please check with the city.
yeah, thank you for reminding us. That's always a highlight. Anything from you, Attorney?
No, sir.
Clerk? All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Thank you to all of you coming out. We appreciate it. We're excited about every time we have an opportunity to see citizens and hear from you.